Hi everyone, this is Phyllis, Silver Cats Crafts, and I'm going to show you how I make the cover for my charging cables. One of my Instagram followers asked that I do this, so we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to happen to use two colors. I'm going to use this frosted white, which is actually a off-brand generic glow-in-the-dark band. I got this from Amazon. Oops, forgot to twist. Just a second here. So it's basically, it's a quadrifish, is what the pattern's based off of. And we're just going to go make this first round, the twisted bands. Okay, and then what I do is I go ahead and stick my cable that I'm going to cover up through here, so I don't have to try to push it through once it starts tightening down, because the second row we put on is going to go around all 4 pins. And this isn't anything that you can do really fast because the cord does get in the way, but this is how we're going to get it to go around the cord. And I'm just doing just two rows. You can pull the first 2 over on the first row. And it doesn't matter which one you start with first. Push it down, and then get your next color. You can do it any pattern you like. I'm just going to do 2 colors on this one here as an example. And then of course now you're just going to be pulling 1 over each time. And it will start tightening down. It'll be a little bit, I guess, that little flower detail you see on the, like the regular pencil covers. You'll get that kind of detail on the end. It's facing away from where you plug it into your phone here. Sometimes I find it helpful to use my hook to get it around the pin, since we're having to go around this cable here. So it's really not difficult to do. You can do any quadrifish pattern that you want around your cord. And of course, to end off, you can end off one of 2 ways. You can either wrap the remaining loop over the top like you do on the pencil covers or hook covers, or you can use the other method where you do take 2 rubber bands, make a slip knot, and then drag them through the loops and tie it in case you wanted to take it off. But I don't know why you would take one off of your phone cord like you would if it was a pencil or pen cover. So I would just loop them over the head of the cord there myself, if it was me. And of course you can tie up your loom or your monster tail for a long time doing this, especially if you decide you want to cover the entire cord. So far, my cord covers that I've made, I've only made them like 6-7 inches long. more or less kind of just for a decorative effect. Although some people think that it would help keep the cord from getting tangled up. Personally, I've never had any problem with my charger cords getting tangled up. But you could also do this to cover like maybe your headphones. And it probably would help keep the headphones from getting tangled up a little bit, I guess. And just, of course, keep pushing down. And you can do this on your loom, on your regular rainbow loom too, not just the monster tail. First time I made one, I actually did it on the rainbow loom before I had the monster tail. But the monster tail makes this very, very easy to do. And as you can see, the starting is going to be a lot looser. That's what I meant by the flower petal effect. Pull on these initial ones to kind of get them to pull tighter down here. So it'll have a little frilly beginning. But then, of course, you can tell it does tighten up around the rest of it. We'll keep going for a little bit longer. Hopefully I can get it to start showing out the bottom where you can see it better. And you can, if you want to put more than one band around the top of the cord at a time, you can do that. I've seen it done that way. Whoops, I just put the wrong color on. And it helps you to grab it, to get it around all four with your hook. I do that as well, because sometimes it's hard when you're having to work around something that's hanging out in the center of the bands here. But as you can see, since I pulled on it, it is getting tighter. And I think, especially using these white glow-in-the-dark bands, initially, if I want to find my cord, if the lights have been on and I've turned it off, I guess I'll be able to spot it easy. And you can just keep pulling your cord up here. And if you don't like the way these beginning bands look at the bottom here, when you pull on them, I kind of think it's cool, but if you don't, you can always, when you get it as long as you want, you can pull it down to the other end, wrap it around the cord, and then that'll take it up. But I like the way it looks myself. I don't know about you. And then what I mean by putting more than one band on, you can, whatever color combination you're using, you can stick more than one band on the hook at a time. Have it already threaded on there. And then just move those out of the way while you're working with the present band. And you can use any variation of pattern that you want here. If you want to make it with 3 colors, 4 colors, it doesn't much matter. You can make it all one color as far as that goes. It's all up to what you want to design for your cord. I just thought, since my cord here was purple, that the lavender and white would look nice on it. I think the sparkle bands would look pretty on a cord. Whether it was a white cord or maybe even a black cord, that would look kind of cool. And I think that you all probably are getting the idea of what I'm doing here. I don't want to make the video too long in the beginning showing this simple technique. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and pause it so that I can get this as long as I want it. And I think you can see what the pattern's doing right here. It pulls nicely against the cord. And then of course, you know, this is that little flower thing from the beginning. I guess probably if you tighten these up, maybe double twisted them on there, that would make them tighter so they wouldn't hang out like that. But I kind of like it. I don't know about you, but I like it that way. So I'm going to pause right now, and I'm going to make mine probably 6 or 7 inches long, and then I'll come back and I'll show you the simple technique of ending it off. I can also show you the other way as well, which would probably be, for those of you that haven't seen it, doing the slip knot method. But I'll pause right here, go ahead and make yours as long as you want, and then come back and watch the ending. Alright, so once you've got yours as long as you want it, and you're going to end off, there's a couple of different ways to do it. The easiest way, of course, is to take each one of these remaining bands and loop it over the top of this onto the other side. Because you're probably never going to take it off, that works fine. If you prefer to tie it off, then you need to make yourself a little slip knot with your rubber bands. Take 2 bands and make a slip knot. And then you can go ahead and take these loops off onto your hook. And then just go ahead and pull this through. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to thread that slip knot through these loops that are on here. And you can use this for tying them off on your pencil covers, so that you can change them without your bands falling apart. So go ahead and thread that slip knot through there. I try to make sure that the knot is in the center of the 2 bands on each side, like that. And then you're actually just going to tie a knot. Let me see if I can do this on camera. You want to pull it tight, but not too tight. You don't want your bands to break. Okay, so you've got your knot. It's not going anywhere. You can reposition it. If you want it all the way up to the edge here, you can push it on your cord. And then something that I like to do, and it's all up to you, I like to make these little bows. I'm sure you've probably seen them before. You just take 3 bands and then you do a slip knot around the middle. It makes cute little bows. And you can take this to give it a little bit of a decoration. You can try to place it right in the middle of those 2 there, and then just take it up over the top and loop it around a couple of times to make it tight. Let's see, one more time probably. about, whoops, that's going to do it. Okay. So once you have that tightly looped around there, you can try to position it. I want to position mine kind of in the center of these two big loops. So it kind of looks like they're on one on each side like that. And you can do it in, you know, coordinating colors. But it's kind of like to kind of camouflage the fact that it's a slip knot, but it doesn't really have to be camouflaged. It just looks kind of pretty. So you just get it whichever way you want it, whatever way makes you happy. If you don't want these big loose ends around here, we can take and loop those over the top as well to kind of shorten them down a little bit. Whatever makes you happy. And I think I'll just leave that. One of them was a little bit longer than the other one. I think this is going to be fine just this way now. There. Anyway, there you go. It's a little cord cover with a little bow at the end. You can stretch this back out. I obviously didn't cover my whole cord, but I made it about, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's about 7 inches long. Yeah, I made mine 7 inches long. And I did put a bow at the other end too. I tied it up, the big flowery part at the end. I tied it around and I put another bow at the end over here. Kind of dress it up, both ends. Have a bow. I made this bow with 2 purples and 1 white, and then I made this bow with 2 whites and 1 purple. So it's just whichever way you like it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please comment, subscribe, and remember, I will be having another Rainbow Loom Monster Tail giveaway shortly. I'm getting closer to my goals. In fact, I think YouTube has almost caught up with my Instagram. I have, as of today, I have 676 followers on my Instagram and 611 on my YouTube. So we're getting closer to 1,000 on Instagram, and we still got a little bit more than halfway to go on YouTube to hit my 1,500 goal. So remember, whoever hits it first, that's where I'm going to choose the winners from, and I'll post a video letting you all know that which social media won. And then on that video is where you will simply put down enter me. You need to be subscribed to my channel if it's on YouTube, or if it's on Instagram, you need to be following me on Instagram. And so I will allow 1 week's time for everyone to enter once we reach the goal, and then I will close it down and I will draw a name. So I look forward to doing that next giveaway. Thank you. Good night.